Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4,
Start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
With your hands lifted up straight, say it like this. Take the limits off. Take the limits off. Take the limits off. Release me. Release me. Oh, take the limits off. Take the limits off. Take the limits off. Release me. Oh, release me. Oh, take the limits off. Take the limits off. Hey, no limit! No limit!
What do you know about Jesus? Didn't he give you everything that you need? Then why do you sit there like he's done nothing? Like he needs you and you don't need him. Think of all the air that you're breathing. You breathe, you breathe. And the very rush of blood through your veins, through your veins. When you lay down last eve, didn't he raise you up again? Didn't he clothe you and place you in your right mind? Yes, Lord. Yes, he did. And he put shoes on your children's feet. Ain't worried, you can never do anything but say nothing with me. Oh no. 'Cause I shouldn't have to remind you of the things God has done for you. And you have to say, yeah, ain't worried about. Keep sitting there, don't say ain't worried about. If you never move your feet, you never move your feet. Oh Lord, ain't worried about. If you never lift your voice, you never lift your song. You yeah, ain't worried about. 'Cause it's really your choice. It's really your choice. I ain't worried about. Keep sitting there, don't say ain't worried about. If you never move your feet, you never move your feet. Ain't worried about. If you never lift your voice, never lift your voice. I ain't worried about. 'Cause it's really your choice. It's really your choice. Ain't worried about. Ain't worried about it. 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 I'll dance. I'll lift my hands. Ain't worried about it. I'll shout hallelujah. I'll shout the because you've been good to me. You supply my need. Ain't worried about it. 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 I'll dance. Ain't worried about it. I'll lift my hands. Ain't worried about it. I'll shout hallelujah. Ain't worried about it. I'll shout thank you, Jesus. Ain't worried about it. 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 Y'all ready to hit me with it? I ain't worried. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried. I ain't worried about it. You can sit and look. I ain't worried about it. You can sit there and look. I ain't worried about it. But I praise the Lord. I ain't worried about it. Praise about myself. I ain't worried about it. I'll give him glory. I ain't worried about it. I'll give him honor. I ain't worried about it. I'll magnify him. Because he's been good to me. He's a my according to his riches. I ain't worried. I ain't worried about it. You can be sophisticated. You can be dignified. But I'm praising because I know what I've been through. Nobody brought me. I ain't somebody ought to clap your hands. Somebody ought to move your feet. Don't be too cute. Don't be too proud.
Hey, we go old school. Hey, it is Praise Break Friday. Come on. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. It's your boy, it's your boy. It's Dr. Daniel King in the studio. It's Praise Break Friday. TTLO Radio is live. That's right, we are live and on the air, broadcasting as always from the historic Ebenezer Missionary Baptist Church. That's right, we're broadcasting from the birthplace of gospel music right here in Chi-Town, man. And I'm excited to be here. Let me say this real quick. Let me get this out the way. I don't know what's going on some of the streaming platforms right now. Several of the Facebook pages are not cooperating. Yeah, can you say that with your chest? Not cooperating, and so we are trying to get those up and running. My main page is up. The YouTube channels are up. Twitch is up, but none of my page, Latanya's page, the Dana L. King, my public profile page, or ministry page rather, none of those are working, and neither is so I don't know what's going on, but hey, look, we're gonna keep at it. We're gonna hopefully it'll kick in at some point. But look, if y'all know me, y'all should be here already on this here side of what's going on, and then you'll know what's what, huh? That's all I got for you. Let's have it happen. Yeah, I'm excited, man. So look, we got a good show for you today. Top 10 worship leading tips. That's our main topic conversation. But I'm going to talk about, y'all remember we talked about this last week. Did we not just talk about the Gospel Fest on Monday when we was here? I think we did. We talked about the Gospel Fest on Monday. And now I talked about how it used to be this big festival and everything. And now it's been taken down to one. And sure enough, we talked about these other festivals. And they announced the Blues Fest the other day. And guess what? It's 3 days. How did the Gospel Fest get relegated to a couple of hours and the Blues Fest get 3 days? Somebody got to help me with that. So we're going to talk about that and some other stuff that's going on. But look, in the meantime, in between time, let me give you the rundown on how you can be a part of today's show. If you're already listening on the line, all you got to do is push 1. That'll get you to my producer, the best producer in the land. She's working right now real hard. The best producer in the land, the one, the only Latanya Michelle King, taking all of your calls, chats, texts, emails, requests, bar mitzvah bookings, whatever you need, christenings, we got you right here. If you're listening via Blog Talk Radio, simply dial area code 323-870-4375. That is the call-in number. 323-870-4375 is your call-in number. If you want to email the show, you can email the show. It's the TTLO show at TTLOmedia.net. That's right. It's the TTLO show at TTLOmedia.net. If you want to follow us on social media, you can do that as well. You can tweet the show. You can tweet the show at TTLO Radio. That's right. You can tweet the show at TTLO Radio. That's 2 T's, 1 L, 1 O. TTLO Radio is where you can tweet the show. If you want to follow us on the gram, follow us on the gram at TTLO Radio. That's right. Follow us on the gram at TTLO Radio. 2 T's, 1 L, 1 O. TTLO Radio is where you can find us on the gram. If you want to follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/TTLO Radio, facebook.com/TTLO Radio is where you can find us there. The live streams, some of them, keyword, some of them are up and running. Some of them are up and running. You can find us live on. Are you turning your stuff off and on over there? Yeah. Okay, maybe I'm gonna leave it alone there. Let you do it, because I'm doing it and you doing it. So maybe that's what's going on. But man, look here. I am excited. We're live on my page, and we're live on YouTube, and we're live on Twitch. I'm not sure what's going on with the other Facebook pages right now. They keep kicking in and out, so we'll figure that out. Y'all just stay here and let the peoples know we over here on my page. I know folk will normally be looking. The YouTube people, I know y'all there already, so we good. Thank you. We're also still an iHeartRadio partner, which means you can find us on your iHeartRadio app. Just do a simple search for the Taking Limits Off Media Group. When you get there, you'll find the TTLO Radio show, and watch this, you'll find every show that's ever been broadcast through these here ether waves, in the words of my good friend Michael Henderson. With any other show you've ever seen here, you can find them all right there on the iHeartRadio app. Also, you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you can download a podcast, you can do that there. All right. Let's see. Hey, so people, good afternoon, good evening. Let me just get right into it. Let me say this. I want to say this real quick. I want to pray throw out some prayers for some students from my school who were involved in a horrific accident on, was it Wednesday going into Thursday? Or Thursday going into Friday? Today is Friday, so it had to be Wednesday. I cannot remember. I need to look it up, I guess. Tuesday going into Wednesday? What day was the accident? Because it was Wednesday morning, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Yeah, because I left Wednesday. Okay, so Tuesday morning, early Tuesday morning, there was a really bad accident with some students at my school who were involved coming back from being out or whatever. And unfortunately, they ran the news is reporting that a red light was ran, and unfortunately, they are in some serious distress. Everybody was out, but the news that we got early yesterday was that everybody was awake and responsive, because prior to that, all four of these young ladies were non-responsive at all. So we're definitely praying for them. Going to keep them lifted up in prayer, because that's horrific, especially I know for families who we would just literally. And first thing I thought about, Tanya, was y'all's comments about the proms and graduations. That's the first thing that came to my mind, because these people literally just graduated a week ago, Friday. Literally a week ago Friday. A week ago today, they were celebrating their graduation, and now they are all four of them. Two of them are from my school, but all four of them are in a hospital in the local area, local areas, because I don't think they're all in the same hospital. But it's a sad state of affairs. But we're definitely going to keep them lifted up in prayer, and pray for them and their families and the schools involved, and even the truck driver who, unfortunately was involved. But yeah, it's a sad thing, but man, it's just crazy. People don't recognize how short life is. And it's a brief thing. It's a really brief thing, but hey, we trust God, and we trust God to have his way. And I look at it this way. Everything happens. God can use any situation to change some things, and maybe this situation itself might just do something it may just be something powerful for some people. And I know that's a hard thing to hear right now, but we're going to trust that God is in control as always. As always, we're going to trust that God is in control. Amen. All right, I do want to move, though. I do want to move to what we talked about last week. So Monday, not last week, early this week, Tanya and I, and you all were in on the conversation. We were talking about the Chicago Gospel Fest and how the Chicago Gospel Fest has kind of, for lack of better words, can we say fallen off? Is that a language we can use? She busy. All right. Is that?
I'm working.
I know,
I'm
but
working hard.
okay, but it's like it's falling off because it's literally we get about 6 hours of Gospel Fest now, 6 or 7 hours.
Well, it was falling off. It fell off pre-pandemic.
Yeah, but we were still 2 days.
But you didn't say anything.
We were still 2 days in.
It
though.
was like a day and a half, baby.
No, we had Friday night.
I'm going to be serious.
We had Friday night. If you go back and look at the pictures, we still had Friday evening because I went on a Friday. Then we had Saturday, and then we had Sunday.
Sunday came and went. You had Friday
afternoon to Friday night.
Friday, yeah, and then Saturday, a day and a half.
Okay, but now you got
Sunday
6 hours. Now we down to a concert. We down to a concert because the Blues Fest got 3 days. Right. And I'm confused. Y'all help me. Maybe it's just me. How is it that Chicago, being known worldwide as the birthplace of gospel music, only has one half a day of the Chicago Gospel Fest. Can y'all help me with that? Anybody? How is that even possible in this great city that we have one day of Gospel Fest and 3 days of everything else? We looked up Lollapalooza last week. That was 3 days. Now the Blues Fest is coming back. 3 days. But everything else, but the Gospel Fest is one day. I don't get it. I don't understand. I would love to talk. I would love to know. Maybe I should send an email to find out who's the person in charge of the events and find out what was the reason for the downgrade. I wonder what is it? I wonder, is it a sponsorship thing? Because it could be.
It could be.
It could be. Because I know McDonald's used to be a large sponsor. iHeartRadio was a large sponsor. I want to say one of the car manufacturers. I want to say either Ford or Chevy were like large, because you know the sponsors looked a lot like the Bud Billiken Parade sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's
The owners and operators.
The McDonald's,
the black owners and operators
of McDonald's and the black dealerships and stuff like that. And I know maybe because car sales have fallen way off, maybe that could be why. iHeartRadio, maybe their advertising money ain't like it used to be, even though it seem like they doing all right. But I can't count people coins. But I just find that so interesting that in this city, again, a city known worldwide for its gospel music, that we have nothing. One day of or a half a day of a gospel fest in the city of Chicago. That is I'm gonna say it. It's a sad state of affairs. It's a sad state of affairs that this is the case. It is. It's just a sad state of affairs. So I don't know. Y'all chime in. Y'all let me know what y'all think. If you've ever been to the Gospel Fest, maybe that's the part of it too. Because I know we looked at the crowds, and the time you said it the last time you were there, which was 3 years ago, pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
You were there pre-pandemic, and it wasn't. It was a good crowd, but it wasn't like.
It was thin.
It wasn't like, yeah, because used to be. And I know times change, but again, this was pre-pandemic. It used to be those Pritzker Pavilion chairs would be full first, and then the lawn would be spread out. And now, the last time I was there was 21? Because I didn't go last year, right?
Right.
21 was the last time I was there. I believe it was 21, or was it 20? No, everything got canceled in 20. So maybe it was 21 was the last time I went.
If everything got canceled in 2019 or 18 was the last time we were there.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know, those pictures literally came up with Rance Allen and then the ones with Ty Tribbett. You was there for Ty Tribbett.
I was there for Israel.
Israel. Thank you. Okay, for Israel. So yeah, it's unfortunate, man, that again, in this city that we can't keep stuff that seems like to me would definitely draw a crowd. Now I don't know if it was who was the.
You had Ty and
we had Ty this year.
Yeah, you had Ty this year and
right.
And what's her name? Shears.
And Kiara?
Karen Clark.
Okay. So I could see how you had a more contemporary artist, Karen Clark Sheard, even though she sings, she has updated stuff. She's probably still considered traditional. Maybe if you separate her from the Clark sisters, maybe it's different. But that's interesting. I didn't even think about that. Maybe it wasn't a good selection of artists. Because What's-Called ain't been here since they've been around. Maverick City, right?
No. I mean, they've been
on tour.
Yeah.
But they haven't been here for that.
Right.
Because I believe them, if you get a Mavericks, we talked about this last week, on Monday rather. If you get, what's going on, Ms. Brown? If you get a Mav City some of the younger people too. You know, who you just told me was going to be somewhere? Jeffrey Golden. You mentioned somebody else though. What old girl? I don't never get her name right. Jacqueline or Jacqueline?
Jacqueline?
Is it Jacqueline Carr?
Yeah, but I don't know where she's at. I mean, well, I know the 12-hour power.
Right. No, I'm saying if you
Pastor
get
Hannah has, two.
right, I'm
two
saying if
worship leaders.
you get some of them, and then you throw in, and I know it costs a lot of money because trust me, we know it costs a lot of money. She said maybe.
Who we supposed to get? I can't see comments because they
She
keep deleting.
said maybe they. Oh, you refreshing your screen?
Yes.
Yeah, refreshing don't work. I tried it. Maybe they should have had Mary with special guest the baby.
And then your page went offline.
My main page?
Yeah. I don't see anything.
My main page is good.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was.
All right.
Let me see. No, main page is streaming. 3 people over there.
Okay, great. That's
Yeah,
what's up.
main page is streaming,
Oh my
but
gosh,
none of the
this is-
other pages. So we apologize, to the people. Maybe we should put something up on those. Well, maybe not, but put something up on my page
Okay.
and the other page, letting them know they have to go to share it to the page,
I could share
to the page,
to the page.
share to the page, just in case somebody looking for it. Who is the baby? Angela Johnson said, "Who is the baby?" She put the baby, not the baby. The baby is a rapper called Da Baby, DA baby. So he's a rapper, but he's not a gospel rapper. I don't even know if you think Lecrae, people will show up for Lecrae.
Yeah, that's gonna be mixed.
But you think some people would show if
They'll show up.
he would add? You think he would add to the audience? I guess is my question.
People are going to want the drama.
Of Lecrae.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you had a Maverick City, now if you had a Maverick City in Kirk Franklin, I think you good in itself because that's a lot. But if you got why you wouldn't have where is what you call it Todd Delaney?
Okay.
And he local.
Where he at?
I mean I think he was on tour. She said I need to change my name. Facebook won't let me be great. Felicia say, who is Lecrae? Lord have mercy.
I don't think she meant that.
I think she did.
Some strange reason.
You think she playing? You think she?
Yeah.
You think she's selling some stuff over here? Oh God, I'm sorry, Miss Johnson. I read what's on the screen. Angela Smith. So sorry. Jesus. Facebook should let you change your name. It should be real easy. You update your ID yet? Look.
Get verified.
Right, get verified. There you go.
For $5 in the end.
Oh Lord. Never
And
mind.
then after that, you verified, then you ain't got to verify no more.
But yeah, if you get Todd, you get Todd and Mav City on. If you're just gonna go back to 2 days, Todd and Mav City as you're closing out on both days, and if it's Mav City with Kirk Franklin, that means you don't even need nobody else, and then you can fold in local groups. You can get like an Eric Kirk and them and some other people, and Adrian and them and some other people to be there and do some stuff, man.
Okay, so I have a question.
Go ahead.
How popular is gospel music?
I like the way you said that.
Because I mean your hits, the hits, and everything else like that.
That's an interesting question.
But I don't. The last time I seen everybody flock to a concert was Jonathan McReynolds. Way before he even. No, I think it was Jonathan and Travis Green. They were both in the same church at the same church, and that was the biggest flock I ever seen because people were standing in the rain to get into that. It was a church on the south side, matter of fact. When I went, and people, and and I don't.
That's a good question.
See, and I know, and we talk about this in terms of holding a concert and everything else like that. How many people
how crowded was, you tell me, because I don't remember looking backwards, because we had good seats at the House of Hope thing a couple years ago.
Yeah.
How crowded was that? That was 2022?
It was decent, but for what
That's a 10,000 seat arena.
for what it held, it was not full at all.
Because that's 10,000 seats.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, floor wise, and then when I looked in back of me and everything, what happened? What'd she say now? What'd she say?
Felicia says,
I'm trying to work here, y'all.
you don't love gospel music? I love gospel music. What's wrong with you?
I mean,
She was doing her Mary. I'm sorry, her Erica Campbell. She loved gospel music. You don't love gospel music? What's wrong with you?
I definitely get it.
But that's why so many artists, though, that's why I said if you get the right amount of people, I think part of it is nobody wants to spend.
Let's think about Pastor Hannah concert, the one that had got canceled.
We don't know why, but yeah, that's
it
interesting.
was
That was a big concert, too.
It was enough. It was enough.
They had a lot of names.
It was some. It was
All
some
the
hitters.
names.
It was some hitters.
All the names.
Yes, we don't know why it got canceled, but it was some hitters.
And there's been no reschedule.
Never has been a reschedule.
That's interesting.
And I think it's us. I really think it's us. And you know, black people, we like what the dude say, we show up for things free before 11 and everything. But we don't show up, for the things that may soothe our soul and everything else like that. We were in competition with Big Jam. Now, I know it was some Holy Ghost rollers at Big Jam.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't compete with Big Jam when when it's secular music and everything else like that.
I would have never asked that question. So you got me.
I've always wanted.
You got me. You literally got me like news at 11.
Words?
Speechless right now. I am. I'm at a loss for words because you would think, again, I mentioned Chicago being what it is, the choir hate. And I guess you know who I would have to ask? I'm about to ask.
The reason why I say
his name is Marcel West, the guy I talked to. I've been working with in Detroit, trying to plan something for here in Chicago, because they having concerts all the time.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, I would love to know his inner workings. Like, how much are you saying? Like, hey y'all, it's money on this table and everything else like that. But the ushers that are ushering, they can't get in for free. We need our money just like everybody else, and that's the sad thing. Like I had today, I just saw a clip of Darius Cooks, and he was just talking about how black people don't support each other in these restaurants, and it goes the same for these concerts and everything else like that. We get hypnotized by the secular music, and we going there and everything else.
Angela enhanced your question because she took it from, you said how popular is it? She done flipped it. Y'all got to make my hair hurt. How important is it? Jesus Christ. Oh God. I you know what? Y'all got me thinking a little bit. I'm just so while y'all were talking, I was doing a little research over here. And so I literally just typed that in just to see what would come up. And an article from November of 2022, done at the University of Rochester, is literally entitled, "Is Gospel Music Losing Its Black Roots?"
Oh, it's lost.
It says gospel music has traditionally articulated the existential concerns of the African American community. I'm just reading a little quote. It says, writes musicologist and gospel music expert Corey Hunter. Groups like the Freedom Singers, formed in Albany, Georgia in 1962, drew on the gospel tradition to inspire work towards social justice. But contemporary gospel artists have largely cooled towards social critique, stressing individual uplift and disavowing race. So if I'm reading between the lines, what Brother Hunter is saying in his research is that when it comes to all the stuff that's going on in this country with race, gospel artists are very, very quiet. Unlike and I'm not throwing LeBron James, but unlike black athletes who come out and say, hey, this ain't cool, y'all shouldn't be doing. Gospel artists, this is based on him, his study, and it's apparently he is a gospel musicologist is his title. And that's what he's saying. He says that part of he believes the decline is the lack of commitment from African American artists to speak out about things going on with African Americans. They don't want to talk about race when it comes to religion.
They also don't want to talk about sexuality either.
Yeah.
It's not about race.
Yeah. Well,
they're picking and choosing what they want to talk about. They don't want to talk about the sexuality because you don't know who you might offend and everything else like that. So it's like, and that's their bread and butter and everything. And, so they're silent. But, when you're silent, are you silent because, not that you don't have anything to say, or are you just trying to, not to rock the boat and just,
So in his, I guess in his Princeton, in his Princeton dissertation, he no punk. He says a study that dealt with a broader set. Man, I wish you had asked me this question before, because I would have tried to track this dude down. Look, I'm gonna see if I can find him now. He says that in around the early 2000s, he argues that the rise of racial oneness theology in gospel came about gradually, and then it accelerated in 2000 when it became the subject of entire albums by some of the genre's best known and most commercially successful black artists. So he cited several examples. Kirk Franklin Presents One Nation Crew in 2000, Kurt Carr in 2005, Kurt Carr's One Church, Donnie McClurkin's We Are All One, and Israel Houghton's The Power of One. Both came out in 2009. He says, never before have this many high-selling gospel artists released music projects in such close temporal proximity, all within the first decade of the current century, representing the same theme of oneness. Interesting. Because he says, if you look at where these artists came from, i.e. Donnie McClurkin, what he said was raised a part of the Black Pentecostal denomination. That's a good question, yo. What is Felicia Brown says singing has nothing to do with politics. Yeah, it didn't, but if you think about singers like Marvin Gaye, right? Well, if you think about singers like Marvin Gaye, the whole What's Going On album was dealing with a little bit of everything. James Brown dealt with a little bit of everything, right? He gave us dance music, but he still was so I guess the word is socially conscious. And so what this brother is saying is that the socially conscious of black artists, of black gospel artists, has disappeared. Jaconda says, where's that? Oh, artists stay away from things that are taboo in order not to upset their audience, and also is going to keep them from making money. Right. And Kim Burrell what did Kim Burrell get in trouble for, though? She said something that was, something that was kind of, I don't know if say it was stupid, but what did Kim Burrell say? Kim Burrell had everybody mad. It had nothing to do with just black people. She said something, and I'm trying to remember what was the Kim Burrell. She done said a couple things in the last 2-3 years.
Yeah, I mean, some of the things she literally saying everything everybody wanted to say. But
what did she say, though? I can't remember. Can we look it up? Can't you look it up? Or you still working on the stuff? Because I think it's dead. I'm
embedding the show into different
okay.
places.
Well, you do that. I'll look it up.
Okay, I'll search it up.
Okay. Search it up. Tribute to polar bears.
The Polaris kids.
And search it up. So this guy goes on to say this. He says white message, black sounds.
So the last one
mixed results.
was her homophobic sermon, and that's the one that got her in trouble. But she literally is.
So what did she?
In this time and place, like think about the Bernie Mac. The one
I sent out, the clip,
because it keeps popping up, and it's not it's not you,
right?
It keeps popping up when he keeps talking about he'll put a sissy out of the church,
out the choir,
and
right.
Everything else like that. Like a lot of people they are not stepping on that. Well, the church people are not stepping on that because it's better. We are in a churches are the military now. Don't ask, don't tell. Because you don't know if a church is, what do you say, affirming?
Right.
And everything else like that, unless it's noted or it's, I guess, whispered about, like you'll be accepted here and everything else like that. So I think that's why gospel has fallen off, and then are you going to accept it? It's just like, what's that? Is it house music? Where the guy who did most of the house music, he sung mostly gospel and house music, and how he really wasn't taken in, at that time. So I think that's where it's at. I think that's where we have a problem or a / disconnect.
Okay. That's interesting.
Because still in the church, even though we're going to say we're going to accept you and everything else like that, our actions and how we act don't produce that.
Okay. I think it's an interesting conversation. Actually, you like I said, rarely do I not have a quip or I can't get a thought together to talk about to have a, but look, when I don't really know, it's interesting. I just think that's wow. I mean, like, so what? How does it make you feel? Because I know you love gospel music. Like, I do. I think that gospel music is your rock and roll. You like, you'll throw up the fingers and be like, and everything. But the people are not. The masses is not running in here talking about let me see someone, so they about to hit the stage and everything. I feel like before the pandemic, I think the artists knew this too, which is why you saw so many artists changing their venues. Like when you see, like you'll never see one artist. Like think about the House of Hope concerts. When have you seen any advertisement for just one artist at the House of Hope? That's a gospel artist. No, I can't recall one. None. Every time we've seen one, it's what? At least 3 or 4. Because out of the 5, a person is deeming whether or not Beyonce is all Beyonce songs are not hits and everything else like that. So the one you love, she might not even sing. But so out of the 3 or 5 artists you got, on the gospel roster and everything else like that, we've done it before. We said it, we didn't do the Mother's Day brunch because number one, it was like, this ain't no hit right here. And then they changed the lineup. Like, wait a minute. It's looking good and everything else like that, We play gospel artists like Spades Game. Like how many good artists they got in Apostle? They got 3 in Apostle. I'm going. Wow. I'm literally sitting here like wondering what is when you saw artists, you mentioned, who did you mention was the artist you mentioned? Jonathan McReynolds? No. Yeah. So I saw Jonathan McReynolds at Lincoln Hall. That's up north. Yeah, I remember. You remember that, right? Yeah. But that's a place that holds maybe 300 people. Standing room only. Who did you see in there?
Was it in a mixed crowd?
It was us, but it was some sprinkles, but it was us. But again, we talking about a place that holds 300 people with
And-
about 50 seats.
And you know, and it's up
And they
north.
it's up north. Alcohol was still being served and food.
Shoot, I was all the way in.
And so I thought about that. 300 people versus, and you have to think for them to put on a concert.
Oh, you're frozen. Yeah, I thought I saw it too.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah,
Is it the,
it's not the internet. We have excellent service.
I wonder is it restream? I wonder is it restream? They could be having an issue. Am I still frozen?
Yeah, you're still frozen.
Okay. Can y'all still hear me? Give me a thumbs up, a heart, like, scratch, something. Scratch. Yeah, download is still good. And we
Yeah, but if you look right now, you are.
I see me.
Okay, you see you now.
I look. You see me seeing me. I see you. You see me. I see you seeing me.
This has not been the best.
Yeah, this is. Oh yeah, even the upload is. Oh, she can hear me, but they say we froze. Okay, I am froze. I don't know. Y'all know what? I wonder is it restream? That is very interesting. Very, 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 very strange.
I love how this happens. Like when we have a
Good.
lot of viewers,
Yeah, this is when it happens.
our stuff goes wonky. It's like we can't handle y'all.
Let me see what's going on. What is it? Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, it is acting silly rabbit. Hopefully it'll. That is very strange.
Jaconda says she can hear us.
Y'all can still hear us though. Okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll unfreeze itself because it ain't us, y'all. Because our internet is beautiful over here, and I think it's restreamed. I think it's restreamed.
I just don't know about
And
having
toggling it on and off.
Yeah, having people
I
just
think
to
it's
listen to talking.
I think it's going. If we toggle on and off, it might kill it.
Oh no, I'm not talking about toggle. I'm talking about just people just hearing our voice.
Well, I
And
mean,
everything.
you know, they see my good left side.
This feels like talk radio.
It is talk radio. It always has been.
She said she done typed the whole notebook. Yeah. Please read people's
Oh,
stuff.
Jaconda says.
And Felicia, I don't.
Felicia, she
said,
says,
"Who
I
in
think
charge of the internet?"
she says, I think gospel music is subjected to certain ages. Ooh, interesting. Subjective. Explain, Felicia. You know you can still call in 323 because I don't like to try to explain people's stuff. 323-870-4375.
They ain't gonna see it. Oh, you got to. Yeah, you're gonna have to.
323-870. Put it in the chat, baby. 323-870.
Put it in the chat. Fix the internet.
4375. Yeah, you got to work today, Miss Producer.
I got it. I'm trying to.
Oh,
help
it do
Ike.
come up. See?
Oh, it did come
yeah,
up?
it came
Okay.
up. It came up.
I'm trying to help Ike.
You think it's the
Oh wow.
you think it's the what you call it?
I have no idea.
What are you using for the camera? That's Restream too, right? What are you using to connect the cameras?
Switcher.
You think it's Switcher?
No, Switcher's fine. Everything.
Can
is
you
up.
turn the video on and off on Switcher? It don't give you that option. Right. So the stuff is coming up. Yeah, it's up there. Oh. Can you go out of Switcher and come back in like before it dies? Remember you said you could do it like after a few. But anyway, while we waiting for that. So, but Felicia, I love your comment.
I hate it.
Okay. I don't know if y'all can still hear me. I don't know if they can or not. They probably can't. So everything is coming back on. Oh, and
We're
we're streaming
on.
everywhere. And
All
we're
right.
back. And we back. And everything is back. Even the other ones.
Oh, it is.
It is.
All right.
It was restreamed. All right, we good. Now we can't hear you.
I
We
had-
can now. Yes.
I had to leave all the way out.
That's crazy. But we back. Praise Jesus. Holy Ghost. Huh?
What the sound effects at?
I ain't got none. I don't have none of that.
Yes, you do.
What you
Thank
talking about?
you.
Oh, that. Oh, I thought you were talking about my other stuff. Sorry. We back. Okay. Got darker too. Why did I get darker? Darkness falls across the land over here. For some reason. Anyway, but Felicia, to your point, I love that thought. I would have never thought about the part about it being relative to subjective to ages. Because older people will sit and listen to certain music. They not gonna jail too much. People over 60, a lot of them ain't coming for Ty Tribbett. They'll come for Todd Delaney, but they're not coming for Ty Tribbett. Ty Tribbett is he's too
All that jumping around in the air.
right. They'll still come for Ricky Dillard though.
And he jumps all the way around.
Yeah, but he jumping. It still sounds like It still sounds like it's choir music.
It's ageism in reverse.
But it's choir music. So
I mean, like, so is Ty Tribbett. Like, you know,
Ty Tribbett is praise and worship.
One of his songs. It literally goes into. I'm not gonna say opera, but it goes into it. Like, it hits the rock, it hits the R&B.
It does.
It hits everything. He literally tries to give you a piece of himself, and just because
I'm not hating on the brother. I'm not hating at all. I'm just saying that I just find that I'm just thinking about Felicia's comment. Let me go to where is it at? She said nope. Here we go. Jaconda says, I love gospel, but I hate the judgment. She said that's why the church is so hard to go to sometimes. Also, some artists and those in ministry push judgment instead of love and acceptance. It's almost like you can't win for losing.
Felicia.
Interesting.
There's another comment Felicia wrote.
Below or up?
After
Jaconda?
We touched on this on Monday.
We did. We talked about, well, was she talking about the fact that about the Gospel Fest? We did. That's how I got back to it, because we were trying to, Felicia, you probably weren't here. We back on it because
The Blues Fest.
the Blues Fest was announced for Chicago, and the Blues Fest gets 3 days.
Yes.
So that's how we got back on this. The Blues Fest is 3 days in Chicago. And again, I'm not going to say I don't like the blues. I only know old blues songs, like old B.B. King, old, These Last $2, old, what's the other man's name?
Johnny Taylor.
Johnny Taylor, Bo Diddley. Them the only people that I know.
And then, I mean, like, and it can't be the lyrics, because
Because blues lyrics.
if you want to hear some of them women or the older song, some of these women lyrics, boy, they knock Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion out the water. Why did you play that?
They nasty.
They real nasty.
Well, that's why I was waiting to play it.
They real nasty. I was like, oh, my mom was. No. It was a TikTok that came up. And it was supposed to, and I'm like, especially the blues song. The blues songs was, the women were snatching men.
Yeah.
Before side chicks came into the picture. So.
I mean, think about it, right? Millie Jackson. Now, I don't know if Millie Jackson would be considered blues.
She ain't R&B.
She ain't R&B. I don't know what Millie Jackson was. But again, it's one of those things where how is blues, and Chicago is a blues city. I don't know if Chicago. I know Chicago is Chicago home of the, no, because blues was Memphis. Memphis blues, I think, gets its origination in Memphis. Correct? Somebody help me. I think that's correct. Because it ain't Nashville. Nashville is bluegrass and all that stuff. But I get Chicago being a blues city.
But
The Blues Brothers.
because we had so many record labels
That
who
were
doing blues.
that were doing blues, but we had just as many record labels doing gospel. They had their own. Most of the record labels were underneath. So if you had Capitol Records, you had
Right.
these little offshoots, but they were all connected. And I added my point regarding subjectivity. You did? Did I miss it?
Yeah, you missed
Oh,
it.
subjective meaning, that what me and you may consider gospel music, other generations may not. I consider Fred Hammond, while others may think Mav City. But again, Fred Hammond, if you go back to, that live Fred Hammond CD, Purpose by Design, my God, today.
But here's the thing.
Go ahead. Woo, I
This
just
is
got
why.
happy. Come on. I'm trying to reach this. Go ahead, keep talking, 'cause I'm trying to find this brother.
Some of some artists, and I kind of understand it. Like, but why do we take a hold of some and not others? This is why some of the gospel artists
Never get
go
seen.
into inspirational music. So that because like one of the songs that I was listening to, a Kevin Ross song. He sings more gospel music, but he got like this whole song that's a vibe, and I'm looking like, buddy.
Why did I saw you had shared his song somewhere
He
on some
sings
social media.
gospel music.
His name came up when we were doing All Men Lifted,
Oh, I didn't know.
but I don't remember. I just remember his name coming up before as a possible before we got over
Wow.
there. Yeah,
Because Lanesia is inspiration. That's why they teeter.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I didn't even know, because like the next song I heard, maybe 2 songs later, was another Kevin Ross song, but this was a gospel song, and I was like, dude, you just had me on a vibe, like I smoke Newports, which I don't, and everything, and now I'm looking like, wait, I'm so taken aback, I had to clutch my pearls.
Newport's baby. I'm
mean,
sorry.
I had to say that and not other stuff.
Okay. Where is my I'm so confused because I found a phone number for dude. I was gonna try to call and see if he would answer the phone. I know, right? I'll try to do it like on air call right now. See what happens. There it is, right there. Okay, look, we gonna find out. Maybe he'll answer. Maybe he won't. Let's find out together, shall we? We're calling. Let's see what happens. Call failed or was not answered. Why? If I did, we wouldn't be on the air.
I'm just playing anyway.
Oh, now it's dialing too many numbers. Okay, hold on. This is great. I would love to talk to this brother though. I think it would be a good conversation.
I mean, with him in tandem with Donna Renee
Uh-oh.
Patrick,
Here we go.
he ain't gonna hang up on you.
He might. Oh, I thought somebody had answered. I heard maybe that was you. I heard a noise like an answer. Oh God, he ain't gonna answer. Maybe it's a voicemail.
I mean, is the phone coming up Dark Night? A lot of people don't want to pick up.
No,
for the
this
Dark
is
Night.
the Blog Talk. This is the radio station phone. It's not my phone. It's the radio station phone.
Okay. Know how you do.
Answer the phone as the Dark Knight calling. Might be trying to save your life. He ain't answer. It might be bad. It might be his office phone or something. But can I get a voicemail or something,
He
bro?
ain't got no voicemail or nothing.
Right, that's like 10 rings, ain't it? 11, 12. Who counting?
That's that Google phone number.
That got voicemail, don't it? Oh, wait. Nope, call failed, not answered. Wow. Okay. Anyway, she said that's a telemarketing number. He ain't gonna answer. I don't even know what number comes up when you call. It's been so long since I called myself from here. I don't even know what number comes up. But anyway, it's a valid point that you made, and then your question, and then Angela's question combined. Y'all done gave me a slight headache, not in real life, but just the thought of how popular is gospel music. Has it lost some of its luster? And I know that's the reason why and you're right. A lot of when you think about how hard it is for local artists to even get airplay in their own city, right?
Yeah.
Because let's and I'm gonna say this. Andrew Franks, what's going on, sir? I'm gonna say this. Eric Kirk was here, and Peral were here for our concert that we did. The benefit for the birthplace. We did everything that we were asked to do to send their music to iHeart, to 1390, and V103 with Sonia Blakey. And I mean, we went to make sure we had the right music file because there's a particular kind of file you have to have and all the stuff. And we did all of that. And
who's Andrew Franks? Is this the author?
no, I don't know who Andrew Franks is.
No, we're not doing.
Yeah, we're not just gonna do a random call, Andrew. What's the purpose of your call, sir? Help me out. Because last time we just did a random. Some people got a little extra. Who is Andrew Franks? Shall we look? Was he on YouTube?
He's on YouTube.
Can you search him up or something?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andrew, we need to. Yeah. I just saw you guys on my recommendations. Oh, okay. That's beautiful. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You have something to add about our current conversation? Do you know what we're talking about right now? Interesting. But hey, buddy. So I just find it interesting. But those two artists they've yet to get their rating. They've yet to get their song played after we did everything we were asked to do. Mm-hmm. And I just find, and that can be disheartening, right? Because, I have my listenership and whatever little connections I have, and we put stuff out there, but
it's still about the money.
Well, we were told, remember? You got to have.
We were told that way in the beginning, and it is sad. I want everybody to make it. I don't care if you sing the ABCs and gospel and everything. I want you to make it. What's wrong?
No, I was reading. He says he's a drummer at his local church. Yeah, go ahead, free. You got the number? Go ahead and call in. Sorry, put the number up there again, Tanya. I just find it interesting that it is difficult for local artists, because again, local radio stations, even though we have them here in Chicago, they're not local. They're not local. Like, think about the most popular shows in Chicago. Steve Harvey ain't been in Chicago in I don't know how long.
Steve Harvey ain't in the studio.
He ain't even in the studio for his own show. He's at home. The number's on the screen now, so it's gonna pop up there in a minute. Thank you. But Sonia is here, but it's even though it's a local radio station, it's heard locally on AM 1390. It is still iHeartRadio, and you don't have that local DJ that says, hey, I'm from Chicago and here's the latest blah, 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 blah. Like on Sundays, what's the guy's name that used to sing with Kirk Franklin? He still does. Isaac Curry. He has a platform where he tells people to send in a WAV file and he will listen to the music and play it. But it needs to be in a WAV file. It can't be an MP3. He literally tells them to send in a WAV file so that he can play it on his new music. That's a valid question, Felicia. Who listens to radio anymore? Because everybody's watching YouTube or listening to music via YouTube, or they're stream. But people are streaming it though. They stream. I still listen to the radio. Y'all know maybe I'm old, but I actually still listen to the radio.
Make sure you check your blog.
Oh yeah, I still listen to the radio. All right, we got a call. I'm assuming this is Andrew. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me do this real quick. So I'm going to because I need to make sure everything is good on this. So I'm going to turn this down over here. So and then I'm going to do this over here. All right, Mr. Andrew Frank, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
I am great. What brings you this way today?
Yeah, so to be completely honest, I'm just on my YouTube because I'm a drummer at my local church.
Okay.
And I was looking up some rudiments and things to practice. And I saw you're live, decided to click on it. And
okay.
Yeah, it was as random as that.
What church are you at?
So I live in New York.
Oh.
I go to a local church, and
what's the name of it?
Yeah, I actually just got
you mind sharing?
There, so.
You mind sharing the name?
Yeah, it's called Time for Truth Ministries.
Time for Truth Ministries. And who's the pastor?
Pastor Ray.
Pastor Ray. Okay, cool. Nice. How long have you been playing drums? Or percussion, I should say.
So, yeah, I actually, the radio show caught my eye because when I was a teenager, I used to play in a Christian band.
Okay.
And I actually had one of these radio talks before. But I actually had like this prodigal son moment when I was a teenager. Long story short, when God called me back, that's when I was asked to be the drummer. So I've only been the drummer here for like a couple months. Okay. But it's been really cool.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate that all the way from good old New York. How are you guys doing in New York? Is the cloud is passed, right? The thing that you guys had hovering over is passed a little bit, correct?
Oh man, it was tough for a second there. Like my lungs were really feeling it, but it's starting to clear up now. We had some rain today, and it's a lot better. We can actually see the sun.
Well, that look here. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. The sun is gonna shine if you hold out. That's a song somewhere. I heard it. But no, thank you for calling in, man. I appreciate you. Let me ask you this question: do you listen to gospel music or Christian music, I should say?
Yes, sir. So anything. So as a drummer, I can appreciate any beat. So I actually have a ton of different genres that I listen to. But generally, I listen to worship music because if something's bringing glory to Jesus, then it's worth it in my book. So
come on, sir.
Specifically gospel music. I'm not sure. I think I'm learning some gospel beats, possibly, but I'm not really all too familiar.
Okay, so let me ask you, because we were talking about we were supposed to be talking about something else, but of course we end up doing other stuff. We were talking about.
Sorry about that.
No, it's quite all right. We're in Chicago, and Chicago is known as the birthplace of gospel music. Where my studio is actually in Ebenezer Missionary Baptist Church, which is known as the birthplace of gospel music, and all that kind of stuff. And so we were talking about Chicago used to host this really huge gospel fest where it would be like 3 days of all these gospel Christian artists coming to Chicago, and it would be a free concert in a large part, downtown Chicago. Over the years, it has subsided greatly. And so just most recently after the pandemic, when it came back, this last one for this year only had 1 day, not even a whole day, like a half a day. But then they just released the time for the Blues Fest, and the Blues Fest has 3 whole days. So we started having this conversation because my wife, who's my producer on the other side over there, she says that she asked a question which shocked me because I had never thought about it. She says, how popular is gospel music anymore? Like, is it like, yeah, I know, right? And then one of our listeners, and she's a pastor as well, who's listening, Angela Smith, on the screen it says Angela Johnson. Angela Smith asked the same question, but she said, how important is gospel music? And I was stunned because I've never actually had anybody ask me that question.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's interesting.
I actually have a question for you because I'm not familiar. Like, what is, like, as far as a genre, gospel music, do you have, like, any, I don't know, musicians or bands or anything?
Yeah, so gospel music, you can go, I'll give you some old school people, and then I'll bring you some current people. So you can go all the way back, gospel music. You can go back like to a Walter Hawkins and the Hawkins family. If you want to listen to some old school, that would be considered traditional gospel. Richard Smallwood would be considered traditional / contemporary gospel. And then if you speed it up a little bit, you go to, we mentioned earlier, Fred Hammond. There was a group called Commission, which was like 6 guys that used to sing. But Fred Hammond is a gospel artist. From that group, you got Marvin Sapp, which is a huge gospel artist right now, or it has been for years. Marvin Sapp came from that group. John P. Key, Pastor John P. Key, who is in New York, I believe. He has a large church in New York, but he's been a traveling gospel artist for years. So you have those guys, and then bring it current. You've heard of Kirk Franklin, I'm sure. I would assume. I don't know that. I'm just assuming that.
Yeah, I know him.
Okay, so Kirk Franklin started as a gospel choir director, and now he was traditional gospel, but now he's more contemporary. I would almost want to call him new age because he just changes as the culture changes. He changes. He keeps up with the culture.
He's the Diddy of gospel music.
Yeah, he would be the Sean Puffy Combs of the gospel music.
Right.
So, so you have those types of artists. Andre Crouch, thank you, Angela. I'm not going to tell this man about the 5 blind boys of Alabama. No, I'm not going back that far. But so yeah, that if you look up any of those people, that would give you an idea of what gospel music sounds like. But if you go to like what's called Christian music, Martha Munizzi, Hillsong was a big time gospel / praise and worship, Christian / praise and worship music. In that era, there's a couple other people I was trying to think of. I can't think off the top of my head. But any of those artists would give you some more background. It's actually pretty good too, and they all got great drummers. They've always had great drummers.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You can YouTube
I
them.
looked up Marvin Sapp.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
Marvin Sapp and Fred Hammond.
Yeah. But thank you, man. Thank you for you had anything else? Anything else? Are you good?
Okay, so I'll let you guys go now. I just wanted to say, God is good. Jesus, all glory to Jesus. Man, I used to be addicted to drugs. I used to be in so many different terrible situations in my life. When I joined the military, I was in the Marine Corps.
Wow. I
had a bunch of different situations where, I either would call on God or I would try to take situations into my own hand. I know that's super vague. But I just want to say, when the Bible says where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom.
Come on.
It isn't kidding, because I called upon the name of the Lord in my worst life situations, and he has always taken care of me. So I just want to say, all glory to Jesus. I know you guys are complete strangers, but
no, man, you look here. We family now. You good. You all right with me, man? Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I'm going to look up. Give me the name of the church one more time.
Yes, Time for Truth Ministries. It's in Amsterdam, New York, and it's Pastor Ray Barnett.
Pastor Ray Barnett. We're gonna look at. Do you all live stream?
Yeah, he actually is on YouTube.
Oh, we're gonna look him up, man. We're gonna look him up. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe there in New York. And yeah, don't go outside unless you have to until your lungs get cleared up, man. But I appreciate you so much. I really do.
Yes, sir. I'll look up those artists, and I'll see you guys later. God bless. Have a great one.
You as well.
All right.
Hey, man. Look at God. Got us through that without somebody. Isn't that wonderful? Because last time we took a call out the blue, it wasn't well. Didn't go well. But I appreciate that, brother, man. Who sings with Maverick City now? Oh, she said somebody sing with Maverick City now. Okay. Yeah. What were you about to say something?
Oh, no. I looked up the church.
Okay, you found it?
Yeah.
That's good, man. I love that. I love that. Y'all heard that testimony? That thing got me excited. My man said where the Spirit of the Lord is. Huh? There's liberty. I wish I had some help. Ooh, I need my band back, because the band should have went in right there. Y'all could have put me in D flat. I would have started going right there. Come on. That blessed my spirit. He said where the Spirit of the Lord is. Huh? There is liberty. I know that's right. Come on, sir. Andrew is my new friend. Tanya, I got friends, see?
You do.
You do. You do. Yeah. But no, man, so look, y'all, I know we were talking about, what time is it, 8:15? We were talking about the whole thing, but it's actually good. I'm going to try to find this guy. That's Tanya. Here's your task, should you choose to accept it. I'm going to send you Corey Hunter's information. I'm going to send it to you right now. I ain't going to worry about you trying to find him today. But see if you can get a hold of Mr. Corey Hunter, who wrote this amazing article that we didn't, that we're not doing. It was not scheduled to do tonight, but I was, because of you all's questions, though, I tried to find some research. And so I sent you the information. We're going to try to get this brother on here. And I would love to just have him talk to him about it, especially on a Friday, if he's available on a Friday evening. Because I'm sure we can email him. Make sure you email him from your TTLO email. Reach out.
Inspector Gadget.
Did you hear me?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Make sure you email him from your TTLO email.
Sir.
Okay, thank you. Oh God. That was right, Felicia. You already know. She said I can breathe now. He would say, let me tell y'all, my hand was next to the kill switch. Cause some of y'all was on here the last time. Yeah. But my hand was right there, and I was like, because you asked me, like, you got anything else? I was like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Like, well, yeah, I got something else for you, But I appreciate.
We've had trauma.
We got live call in trauma.
Radio trauma. We are traumatized. So, I would say.
Oh God.
I guess we get. We get the phone calls, but
yeah,
like what's that? 1 out of 5.
Yeah, one out of 5, especially when that we don't know.
Yeah,
that we don't know, because we know y'all. Y'all call in. Felicia call in all the time. That ain't nothing new. Angela's called in several times. Most people have called in. Michael Henderson has called. Everybody calls in that we know.
Like the one guy who needed prayer.
Right, the guy needed prayer. I mean, that one. I mean, very first time. I told y'all. Well, this is one of the things I love about doing this. And I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. I was having some thoughts about this show earlier today. I didn't even share this with my wife, but I was having some thoughts about the show today, about just doing the show. Seriously, I'm just having thoughts.
We're back.
Huh?
I said we're back.
We're back. What?
There.
That's where my head was just today.
Okay.
And I was like, thinking about it, and I thought about the random guy who called in back when me and Devon was doing the show at the old studio. Mm-hmm. The one who was thinking about suicide and all that kind of stuff. And we literally had conversation with him live on the air. And then he started following the show. He started talking. We never even knew the guy's name. He just came on Ustream. Like, this guy found us on YouTube. He found us on Ustream. Mm-hmm. And before Ustream went away. And, it's moments like today, right now, that say, okay, I still need to be here. So that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, because I literally was thinking about, just like, my brain was like, you know what? Use this platform for something else. And like what we were trying to do before, allowing other people to just come and do what they do or whatever. But it's like, yeah. Was Devon there that day? Yeah, he was there. He was there. He was there that day, Miss Felicia, because Felicia been here for the longest.
Yes.
She been like, when the sound was sounding like, like that.
She's been the ride or die.
Right. She been ride or die TTLO since the beginning, And Angela been around for a minute too. Hell, she for a good minute as well. So, but yeah, it's one of them things where, I appreciate that. And that brother just don't know. Again, this is why I tell people all the time. He shared his testimony. We don't know what all he went through, but his testimony, that's why I tell you all the time about sharing your testimony. Your testimony sets other people free. My God, I just said that again. Your testimony, this is why it's so important to share with people and have the freedom and the trust in God that you can share. Because he said, he like you heard what he said. He said it was vague, but he was like the stuff that he had went through. And right, we didn't need details. I don't need details. He never has to share a detail with me. But the fact that he was willing to say, I've been through some things, right? But I know that there is liberty in the Holy Ghost. Come on, that thing preached by itself. Come on now. Right, Angela, he blessed us. That little time that I was on the phone with him was like everything. I'm trying to find Corey Hunter, the guy to talk about how come gospel music done fell off, and this brother just shows up from out of nowhere, a 2 or 3 month in drummer at his local church in New York. So, man, I love every bit of it. Felicia, like you said, she went back to the church house because of the radio. I love that. And if for nothing else, I'm good. I could care less. It's one of them things that lets me know it don't matter if it's 8 of y'all or 800 at the end of the day. It don't, because we get one. It's just like when you preach and if you got a room full of 100 non-saved, non-church people, and one get up, I get just as excited for the one, just like I would if all 20 or 100 came up there. So man, that got me. All right. Okay, all right. That's good stuff. All right, let's do this. What time is it? Let me run this past my producer real quick. Tanya! She said, let her look at this article. It's good, though. though?
Because you got 10 points.
But you know, it's
and
short. The points are short. It's 10 points, but they are short.
Have you ever thought about, like, you know,
They literally short. It's like all of them are a paragraph. Like I can get through this.
all of them are a paragraph, or
A paragraph.
it's a whole paragraph of 10?
Literally, like 3-4 sentences apiece.
But how long Dana for the talk for?
Some stuff is gonna speak for itself. I'm gonna have to elaborate on some of it. Like number one, gonna take me right in. Number one might take too long.
But don't go too far while you being taken in.
All right.
Caught up in the rapture. It's your show. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Y'all, you know I was finna sing your girl.
No, do your thing.
Caught up in the
Do your thing.
nothing can compare. Oh, you still offline? That's what my thing say.
I'm still offline.
Yeah, that's weird.
okay.
Okay,
I was online one time.
you was.
Mm-hmm.
You really was. That's weird.
It says I'm streaming over here, so we're gonna go with that.
Oh, it does. Okay, well, good. We gonna go with that. We gonna
yeah,
stick.
everybody is on.
Everybody on. Okay, good. Oh yeah.
Everybody in the
Oh
club.
wow. Everybody in the club getting.
Getting
All right.
Jesus.
So we gonna take a real quick break. When I say real quick, we're gonna take a real quick break because I need to give me some water from out this refrigerator over here. So we're gonna take a real quick break. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more of this. I ain't worried, because I ain't worried. Huh? Tanya brought this song up earlier, so I want a little bit more of it. We'll be right back, y'all. 2 T's, 1 L, 1 O, TCLO Radio. I ain't worried.
You breathe, and the very rush of blood through your veins,
Yeah.
When you lay down,
Water. I'm
last
sorry.
year,
I'm in the mic. Sorry.
didn't he raise you up again? Didn't he clothe you and place you in your right mind? Yes, Lord. And allowed you to move into a brand new day. He put food on your table.
Y'all know who that is. He is now Bishop, right?
And he put shoes on
Yeah.
your children.
Bishop Cornelius Williams.
Ain't worried, you can never do anything but
Y'all know he used to be on here. He had a show called something with the Prophet. I can't remember what it was. He had one show.
'Cause I shouldn't have to remind you of the things God
Eddie!
and you have to say,
But I ain't worried about it. You sitting in your seat. Ain't worried about it. If you ever move your feet. Hey!
if you never live tomorrow,
This band is slamming though. I don't care what nobody say.
your choice.
Look here. My. If you ever move your feet, I'm gonna start saying that from the pulpit. I ain't worried about if y'all don't move your feet. Woo! I wonder when was the last time he preached in the Baptist church. Prophet Cornelius, bishop. I can't call him prophet no more. I wonder, you still a prophet when you elevate to a bishop? Did somebody answer that question for me? Once you elevate to a bishop, are you still a prophet? If you was a prophet before you was a bishop? When do y'all find out? Let me know. They didn't cover that in my seminary about your bishop and becoming something else. Nobody told me. Yeah, that's Coffee with the Prophet. Him, right? Bishop Coffee. She said, "Is that Bishop Coffee with the Prophet?" Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ, superstar. Oh God. All right. She says, yep, giftings are that. What? Oh, okay, I don't know. Anyway, let's get to it. So we have this article I'm going to jump to it because I think this will help some people. Sometimes some articles just help you. But we're going to get to it. Top 10 worship leading tips. This article was by Tony Guerrero. What the name? Morero. He's a noted musician and composer, writer, and producer. He's currently serving as a director of creative arts at the Saddleback Church. Y'all know Saddleback Church. That's that big old church. Man, he's the director of creative arts for the Saddleback Church. So let's jump into what Mr. Tony Guerrero has to say. He says, I spent some time considering what the main worship leading tips are that I not only recommend to people in classes I teach and the articles I write, but that I also use in my own weekly ministry. He says, I have a hard time calling these my top 10 worship leading tips since at various times other tips not mentioned here could be extremely important. But however, these are the ones that I tend to rely on frequently. She said Google Nations, look it up. Top 10 worship leading tips. Here we go. Tanya, number 1. You ready? Watch this. And she eating over there. Number 1 says
90 seconds.
Don't be late. Woo! Lord have mercy. Lord, that right there that can preach by itself. Oh, Lord, that can preach by itself. Don't be late. 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 The writer says this. He said, there's simply, in my opinion, no excuse for being chronically late. Lateness happens occasionally to all of us, but chronic lateness is a sign that something is out of order in someone's life. Oh, Lord. Either pride, organization, priorities, overcommitment, something. Whatever the reason, it does not honor God to hold everyone else up on a regular basis. If you struggle with this, make it a top priority to deal with. Let me say this. If service starts at whatever time, be where you're supposed to be. Choirs, praise teams, musicians, be where you supposed to be. I often go back to my mama's pastor, the one, the only, Marvin E. Wiley, over at the Rock of Ages Church. There is well known around the Chicagoland area that the Rock of Ages choir was sat down for over 2 years. And they were sat down for multiple reasons, but one of them was being late always to the choir stand, and the other was not being in whatever uniform that the choir had decided they was going to be in. He said, y'all come up there, you're supposed to be in one color, and y'all doing that. I remember when Ray Williams said it to some folks one time. He said, y'all look like a bag of Skittles. I remember. Wait. Come on.
There was one problem with that.
What was that?
They may have looked like a bag of Skittles, but that was truly military from his eyes being Lanier.
Right.
So oftentimes it wasn't.
But
it still wasn't okay.
The problem is you're supposed to wear red,
right?
And everybody got on
every variation of red: scarlet red,
ruby,
fire engine red,
ruby red,
right?
Watermelon red,
right?
yeah,
right.
But, all that.
I mean, that's not the Skittles. That's just that is red in variation.
Right. Don't be tardy for the party. Come on, Felicia. Ain't that a song? But yeah, here's the deal. I don't care what your thing is. And I don't know why this is in church. It happens more often because we know what happens when we late for the place that pay us. Can I get some help around these parts? If you are chronically late for the place that pays you, we know we know what the consequences are. Eventually, if I can sing it like Frankie Beverly, before I let go, because it's going to be that time. Stop being late. Deal with whatever you got to deal with. If the service starts at 10:45, be in place. Be where you need to be at 10:30. Especially if you are an active part of what there was a shooting outside the church at Rock of Ages. Yeah, Felicia, that did happen. But be where you need to be. Be where you need to be. And I say this all the time, especially when it comes to worship. There is no way. I'm all for the corporate prayer. and all of that. But I said this to you guys before. That praise team, that choir, those musicians, you need to be in prayer before you go before God's people. Because sometimes, could you imagine? Watch this. Imagine, this is why I knew I was going to be here for a minute, but I'm going to move on after this one point. Imagine, what's my man's name? Andrew. That's his name, right? Andrew. Imagine Andrew was the drummer for our church, and the choir was has set themselves apart. The musician, the music department has set themselves apart to pray, as they should every time before they go out and start doing what they do in front of God's people. And Andrew had decided to share what he shared with us during our prayer. You know what would have happened. Andrew's testimony in that prayer circle with the musicians would have opened all of us up, those of us who were participating or in the worship service. Come on now. Right. Come on, Felicia. But Andrew's testimony in that circle of prayer would have opened all of us up to be used even more in the moment. Because his story would have let us put aside whatever we had going on. Because then we would have been praying with Andrew. And then our thoughts would have been about Andrew and God in our singing. I wish I had some help. So again, this is why it's so important not to be there on time, so you can do all these things. All right, let's go. Number 2 says, lead individually. Lead individually. The Bible. The word, the article says this, the article says this: there are no catch-all rules for dealing with people. The way you deal with one singer on your team may not work for another singer or a musician. Get to know your team members. This is why it's so important. Come on now. This is why she said Andrew sounded like he'd be on time. Stop it, Felicia. I bet he do, though. He be right on time every time. Service started at 11. Andrew there at 10:10. I know he is. I feel it in my spirit. Oh, my. So watch this. Get to know your team members individually, what makes them tick, what they love, the dynamics, their families, their jobs that bring them to the equation. Give extra time and grace to those who need it. Your expectation and your method should be flexible enough to allow many types of personalities to coexist in your ministry. Let me share something with you all. So my school year has ended, right? But I'm a part of a few different organizations in the school. And because of that, they all had different end of year things. So today I had lunch with my corporate work study team. Now, I'm not an official member of the corporate work study team. I just happen to teach, and they pay me, of course, but I just happen to teach for corporate work study and professional development. So they had their end of year lunch, which I was invited to. Lord, it was all the way in Mount Prospect, Jesus. But that's where I went earlier today. But it was, again, these gatherings, these little huddles, was so that what? We could get to know one another, because we all have different duties. I am the corporate work study teacher. But the people that I was at lunch with today are the ones who are in charge of the children who actually go to their work study jobs. So again, we normally don't interact that often. But because what we do is a part of the entire structure of corporate work study, we have these meetings. We have these communications. Bring it back to what the article is saying. You have to get to know who's on your team. You cannot call yourself a leader, a director, a music, whatever it might want to be, if you're not having discussions to get to know who your team members are. What does that mean? Take them out. We used to have, and Tanya will tell you, we used to have TTLO lunches every year to celebrate. Now, we ain't did them because it's just me and you. Ooh, baby. Huh?
And we already eat too much.
We do. But we used to have meetings with the different teams. We had meetings and when we had the other shows that were here, we had meetings to say, hey, how do you feel about your show? What do you think could be done differently? Blah, 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 blah. We went through all of those things. And so when you think about it from a church standpoint, how do you not know who your people are around you? All right. Woo. Tanya, number 3 finna be fire. I'm ready. Yeah. You ready? Number 3 says, I gotta stop reading Felicia comment because she keeps saying you sound like you be on time. I just look at it. Number 3 says, it's better to stop a song. Oh my God. It's better to stop a song. The writer says this, among worship leading tips, this is tile. He says, guitar horribly out of tune. Stop. Did the drummer start playing in 3/4 instead of 4/4? Stop. Are the singers singing a different song than the band is playing? Stop. Too often, our performance mentality dictates that we're supposed to pretend that nothing is going wrong so the audience won't notice. Ooh, don't never look at me then. They notice. Just stop and fix it. I don't have perfect pitch, the writer says. So one time when my keyboard accidentally got transposed, I didn't realize it right away until the singer started to sing and couldn't reach the notes. I should have stopped and fixed it, but my inexperience told me to keep going and pretend nothing was wrong. I think that singer has just now almost recovered from his head explosion. Let me say this. You do more damage to the ministry and the people who play with you when you refuse to stop a song knowing that it don't sound right. Can I say that again? When you refuse, when folks are singing lyrics that ain't no way in there. When we still trying to figure out what Jesus said, whatever it is, pray for me. Just stop the song. And this is why it's so important that you rehearse properly. Mistakes are still going to happen. Like the brother said in the article, there's a button on the keyboard that will actually transpose and change the key. So even though you're hitting the right keys on the keyboard, it sounds different. And so, if you don't know real quick that it's doing that, you think you're doing right and you trying to figure out why your singer in the wrong key. It ain't your singer in the wrong key. It's you, sir. It's you, ma'am, who too caught up into you and not paying attention. And let me help you. Thinking about the popularity of gospel music and what it sounds like. You do know that most of the people in your audience have heard most of the songs that y'all trying to sing. They have a basic idea of what the top 20 gospel songs sound like. The top 30. They know what a Walter Hawkins song supposed to sound like. They know what a Richard Smallwood said. They know a Fred Hammond. They know Israel Houghton. They know what should be happening at a certain point. Now, yeah, you can compose and change the song around a little bit and all that, but the genesis of the song, most people know. So when you or your singers get up there and just start doing, you start singing Mary Had a Little Lamb when we supposed to be singing Glory to the Lamb, something is wrong. Huh? I'm just wondering. Felicia said, I was wondering one day, I just used to interact with a lady on the show. Was that Tanya back in the day or someone else do in lunchtime? Tanya always been here. Tanya used to do the show from her job during the show. When the show was at 12? When at noon? Yeah. When the show was at noon, Tanya was the person working the chat box, huh? I think she's saying interaction, so I think she's talking about on the thing. Yeah, but that would have been Tanya. That would have been Tanya. But yes, it's better to stop a song. Just stop and say. Now I'm gonna tell you, it's frustrating for the singer if the musicians don't know the song. Because Tanya remembers this well. I remember being a part of praise and worship team at my old church at Kingdom. And we had a musician. Let me say this real quick. Wonderful musician. Can play anything. But he has a sometimes somewhat of an anxiety, I think, with gospel music. Because my understanding is when he's playing the other music, he don't have no problems. But something about playing that gospel music gave him a little anxiety. So I remember being in front of the church, and we had a good crowd that day. And I forget the name of the song we were playing, but Bruh Man started playing the song. And no, he was singing by himself. Thank you, Jesus. It wasn't us. I remember now, real good. He was singing by himself, and he started singing, and he said, oh, okay, wait, I'm going to start over. He just stopped. He just literally stopped and started over. Nothing wrong with that. Felicia says, we have a lady of different persuasion on the praise team. She sings off a lot. I don't think she gets the message when we sit down while she sings. Patricia says, Richard E. Evans stopped youth choir shortly after we began singing Glorious Everlasting because we messed up. He blessed us out in 15 seconds, told us to do it right, and we did. This was our anniversary concert. I know. There's a video right now. I should play it. It's bad, though. The sound is horrible on it. But there's a video right now on YouTube of me directing the Kingdom Missionary Baptist Church choir. I don't know if it was anniversary or what it was, but it was the combined, remember we had the community choir? And they started sticking the community choir up there with the regular choir because it was more people in the community choir than the regular choir. Because the regular choir had a starting lineup of about a good 6 or 7. But the community choir was deep. We had about 20. So there is a video. I can't play it if I wanted to, no way, because it won't show up over here. But there is a video of YouTube where the choir started. We were doing All in His Hands. I put it all in His hands. And you know that song, I put it all in His hand, all in His hand. I put it all in His hand. Okay, right. So anyway, I was directing the song, and the band decided they was confused. And so I'm standing there waiting, and it was time to bring the choir in, but the choir was looking at me like, something ain't right. And I'm like, I know. And so I went over to the musicians, and I was like, I'm going to give y'all a chance to figure it out. And it took them about, she said, should I get a sign that say stop? If you don't, she talking about the white lady that sing on praise and worship team.
Now, Felicia, you are in the church. Just kindly take her by the elbow. They'll be more endearing.
Felicia, let me help you.
and help her.
Download a stop sign on your phone that blinks. And then
Don't do that.
While you up singing and clapping, just politely grab your phone. Where's my phone? Just politely grab your phone and just hold it up like this.
No, and no.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Somebody got to help. Well, mine was about rhythm and everything. Yes, I'm black. No, I did not have rhythm. And I appreciate there was a cheerleader who...
You got rhythm now, baby.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
Yes,
okay.
Lord. Yes,
Anywho.
Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes.
Anywho. TTLO after dark.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Anywho. This girl took her time to break down every cheerleading motion into a beat or a clap that I could catch on so I could, be a part. So, Felicia, what I'm saying to you is take her and teach her if you can, if she's teachable. I'm pretty sure everyone's teachable.
Everybody's teachable. And
everything. And help her and everything so she can be the baddest persuasion up there. When they see y'all, they be looking like, can she really sing? And maybe she can with help.
Absolutely. I am not going. I'm not going to disagree with you at all on that one. I was just playing. No, you can't hold up a sign, Felicia, and tell nobody to stop. But it would be funny though.
The peanut gallery has spoken again.
It would be funny though, Felicia. It would be funny. No, Felicia, it wasn't at Ebenezer. She put Ebenezer. It was at Kingdom Baptist Church. The video. I'm gonna find the link and put it in the thing. Y'all can go look at it. And oh wait, I just found it. Yes, it said it's literally from. Oh, it's from, Jesus. It's from 12 years ago. That's how old it is. It's from 12 years ago. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. It's got 27 people in the choir. And Mia was in her wheelchair on the side. That's 28. We was getting it. But yeah. She said shouldn't.
Look, take the copy link and copy it and restream now.
I am. Finna do it right now. Let me do it right now. Hold on. Let me copy link address. All right. And then restream. But y'all don't go to this right now because y'all on here with me. Because y'all see if I put it in there right now, y'all gonna be clicking on it. Y'all wait till the show over because I don't want y'all over there too fast. Now don't blame me. The sound. This was early on. I don't even know how this is. What large video camera we recorded this on. So and the sound is the ambient sound that was caught in the room. No sound system, none of that. But you can hit a band. You can hit a band. But just go ahead and enjoy that at your leisure. Not right now though. Anyway. Oh, let me turn it off. That's it right there. So.
This is the one where you was dancing.
No, it's not. That ain't
yes,
this
it
one.
was.
That ain't this one. That ain't this
yes,
one.
it is.
This ain't the blood still work joint.
Oh, wait. I mean, it's too ugly.
There's no film of that. None. See, look, yeah, if you see her.
Let me see where I was at in the
Look at
corner.
Felicia say she'll be back. Felicia, if you
All she got to do is keep the other tab open.
right, you're supposed to open in another tab, not in the tab that we. Oh God. Anyway. Let's get back to the article. See, we spent too much time. Number four. Give creative authority away. The writer says this: are you the only one on your team making creative decisions? Shame on you. Start giving your team members creative input and authority. They have a responsibility to work within the parameters you set, but ultimately, they will shine when given ownership over some of the creative expression. The writer says his pastor, Rick Warren, wrote, when you give authority with responsibility, you'll be amazed at the creativity of your people. That's a good statement by Rick Warren. That's a great statement. When you give authority with responsibility, you'll be amazed at the creativity of your people. Some of y'all want to do all these wonderful events and projects and things, and y'all just come up with stuff in y'all head, and then you just expect it to, no. Let some people know what it is you want to do, and then give them the responsibility, the ownership, and the responsibility. You might like what you're working with. Huh? That's a good one. All right. Here we go. Number 5. Oh, this is good. Don't let the trends dictate the direction. Stop doing what everybody else is trying to do. Stop trying to do what you saw your friend down the street do. Stop trying to do what your cousin did.
And Felicia pays. She don't follow no directions.
I was not, though.
2011.
Oh, wait, that's 2011?
Yeah, you was thicker than a sneaker.
Actually, I wasn't. What suit is that? I wasn't.
That's the black pants with the gold vest and
No,
everything.
that ain't gold. That's black that's gray on the back.
Is it gray? Let me look at it.
She said
again.
they ain't fall direction. But my one of my favorite deacons, he never had on a white shirt. It was gonna be beige, cream, whatever white shirt he had hanging up at the church in the kitchen. Because he was probably supposed to be in the kitchen. So that's why he got on that cream color. that cream color sweater. Oh God. Oh God. This was 12 years ago. Lord have mercy. But anyway. Oh God, somebody wrote, I just read this comment. I hate when church music is overpowered by the drums. Yeah, he ain't know no better.
What's going on?
Somebody wrote in the comment on the YouTube page from the video down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hadn't read that. It was 5 years ago they wrote it. I'm just not seeing it. Because I don't even know what page this was on. I think I created a page for Kingdom, and they don't use it. I think I did. I don't remember though. Anyway, let's keep going. Y'all got me watching this video. Let me pause this because I'm sitting here watching it without listening to it. The writer says this: just because the latest and greatest worship song is a rocker doesn't mean your congregation can no longer worship God with a favorite hymn. It is our human economy that lets us believe God cares about all trends. He doesn't. He's already heard the latest fad long before it came out. And besides, fads are based on generalities that are often easily disproved. For example, modern worship, which is arguably mostly heavy influenced by U2's music, tends to be marketed towards the 18 to 30 crowd. But U2 came out in the early 80s, which means their music is just as relevant to people in their 40s and 50s. Age, styles, tempos, volumes, instruments, it's all up for grabs. Don't get pigeonholed by trends. Authenticity beats hipness any day. Let me just say this. If your choir doesn't have the capability, don't even try it. If you know that the majority of your congregation is one particular way, then you have to learn you should lean heavy that direction, but still be open to some newer stuff, because especially in this digital age where you never know who your digital audience is. You never know. So,
Or,
come on.
even in digital media, the social is, if you sound bad, look bad, they finna clip it and make a reel out of it.
Oh yeah, you will become a
now
meme.
Send me 200 stars after you do it. But you always have to be mindful when you're digital on the digital side.
Yeah, because everything is up for grabs. Everything, anything can be changed into a 30-second clip. You could be TikTok famous and not even get a dime for it. So,
And what's his name is TikTok famous?
Who is that?
Bishop.
Oh yeah, he has become that. I meant to ask him if he knows. Thank you for reminding me. I might send him a
No,
message.
he has reels, so he knows. Those are his reels.
Oh, that's been shared a million times.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
If he's tracking it, he knows.
He knows.
So you think he knows? All right.
Yes.
Number six. Identify your left-brained and right team members. Identify your left-brained and right team members. This is easy, y'all. Creative people tend to be bad administrators. And administrators aren't always the best songwriters. Your methods of working, both how you work and what you expect from your team members, need to be based on the strengths and weaknesses. If you're creative, get administrative help rather than let your team suffer under your bad organizational skills. Can I make this real plain for the people in the back? Just use a sport analogy. Michael Jordan. We all know about his greatness on the court. We all know how many championships. We know that he never lost in the finals, ever in the finals. Never lost in the finals. He went 6 times to the finals. He won 6 times in the finals. We know that. However, Michael Jordan, as a owner and a president of a team, and now an owner of a team, ain't won nothing. I think his team finally made the playoffs a few years ago, but that was it. They haven't went anywhere because the word is that Michael is not a great judge of talent when it comes to basketball players. And it's hard to believe that a player as great as him is not a judge of great talent when he sees it. What did I use that for? I use it as an example because just because you hold the position might not mean you're great at picking out talent or picking out things. I'll take a better example. We waste a lot of money and resources because we think, oh, this will work great here. But did you examine the room? Did you ask your creative people? Or did you just see the shiny toy? I want it. Right? Think about that. Think about that. We have to be careful and learn how to use everything around us. Don't put people into a box of this is what I like and this is what it is and here you go. And not only this, look, you tell us what kind of food you like. Okay, great. But in the words of the great Jimmy Johnson, former coach of the used to be great Dallas Cowboys, he says, if you want me to cook the food, you got to let me buy the groceries. Let me buy the groceries. And I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Because what I cook with and what you cook with, y'all like regular butter. Yeah. Huh? Say something, baby. Say something.
You know what I'm going to say.
What you going to say?
You're not regular. Maybe comment.
And
but anywho,
right.
But you like
you
like
had
your olive oil,
extra
virgin,
right?
Bertolli,
huh? And what kind of butter we using for the macaroni and cheese that has just gotten more heavenly as it goes?
Irish cream butter.
That's right, huh?
Yes,
Irishes. That's what we do.
Whatever's fresher, you like. I need my Bertolli oil,
right?
Made, squeezed by the hands of virgin and pressed.
Yes, Lord.
Into the bottle.
Preach. Okay. Anyway, we only got a few minutes left. Number seven. To feed or be fed. To feed or be fed. The writer says this: if you are in ministry, always remember you have a responsibility to serve others. Sunday mornings are often chaotic and full of tasks. Ooh, Lord. Details, conflicts, etc. We can come here drained and feel like we've never gotten anything out of church. But the times when you're serving aren't always the best times for you to also be served. The writer says this: I tend to operate under the idea that on Sunday mornings, I am there to serve others, not to be served. It is up to me to be sure that I'm getting fed spiritually during the week. Too often we confuse service with serve us. Let me say, I love this because it is difficult. I love the fact that you and I, have that as far as AV goes, we've been able to separate the two. And, video, you kind of handle the video and I kind of handle the audio stuff. So it's separate because imagine trying to do it all. It would be difficult to even get any part of the worship service. It's difficult now.
I mean, also it's like they say, the left and the right brain. Like I see, I've been taught to see angles and color. I can't hear sound the way you guys hear sound and everything because to me
right.
It's all put together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Felicia said that butter in the silver box. I think it's gold, but you're right. One of them do come in silver, though. It is one that come in silver. And now they got one with garlic and Parmesan. Anyway.
Focus.
I am focused. But again, we have to realize that those of us that work in ministry, we're not there to be served. We're there to serve on Sunday. So, yeah, you do have to remain spiritually connected throughout the week because Sundays, 9 times out of 10, you might not be able to get a word that's being preached. I like the fact that by the time, because we don't have a lot of stuff going on, could you imagine? Like we've watched, like those videos I sent you, I think you follow old girl now or old boy that's doing the production and she's constantly saying camera 2, camera, move in, move there. Like she looks like she's enjoying the service, but I probably wouldn't be able to enjoy the service with all that going on.
I can't. I definitely.
And you don't want nobody saying nothing to you.
It's not that. It's not. It's.
Don't talk to me. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's not. Don't do that. It is not that because, like like you said, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard, like, and trying to hear the word yourself, and then you be like, you know what, I was listening so intently, and then like, I didn't move camera 2 in the whole 20 minutes. That was like, I didn't provide nobody with a new angle and everything else like that. So
Right.
For me personally, I feel kind of bad. Like I feel like I don't.
Yeah, because it's hard
I
to
don't get a chance.
And I think that's the difference when you have, like with old girl, she's clearly working with live camera people.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're like, when she says camera 3, get ready.
Right.
She's literally talking to somebody. So she's able to see, like you see all the angles. You have them all with a 4. You have all 4 angles. But it's easy to be like, once you sent it in on the spot, like, and I'm listening.
Right.
Right. I get it.
Okay.
I get it. Number 8, Felicia said, I'm just going to serve her note. I'm just going to serve her a note and say, get on key.
I know God been good to Felicia. I don't know why she act like this on this show.
Let me go to number 8. It's a good thing she act on this show, because then she won't do it on Sunday. She get it out on us.
Okay.
Number 8 says, team devotions should be focused. Yep, there you go. Team devotions should be focused. The writer says this. I did it. Devotional times, while valuable for team building, can be misused. Team devotional should either be related to the task at hand, worship, music, fellowship, or be related to the current teaching series of the pastor. They should not be used as your personal opportunity to preach or show off your biblical wisdom. Remember, many church members hear a message on Sunday mornings, a different message or 2 on the radio during the week, a Bible study in their small groups, a different study in their personal time, and then your weekly devotional. How are they expected to retain all these different messages? They can't. So make the time count. That's why I said at the beginning of your service, that time of devotion, like what the deacons used to do when they would get up there and try to sing. That was a time of devotion. But that time behind the scenes, before we turn on the lights, before the microphones come on, that time behind the scenes where it's you, the musicians, the singers, everybody gathered together and you're praying with one singular purpose. You're having that one singular devotion time. Those are the things that you should be focused on. Those things. Those things will help you. Those things will push you. Those things will definitely help you. Absolutely help you. So I would just suggest to any people that take advantage of that time when you have it, because it is going to bless you. It is only going to enhance what you are trying to do. It's only going to enhance what you're trying to do. So look, again, it's good stuff. Felicia, I'm not even reading your comment. I'm not, I will not, I shall not, I cannot. I am not going to read your comment. Oh God, I'm just not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. Number nine. Don't get right, like your comment trying to do. Don't get sidetracked. Here we go. Oh, this is so good. Rehearsal time is for rehearsing. Let me say that again. Rehearsal time is for rehearsing. When people give up their weeknight or weekday to come to rehearse, it is important that you do not monopolize their time with stories about your kids. And you should always strive to be the most prepared person in the room. Oh my God. The writer says this: there is a big difference between rehearsing and practicing. Oh, Jesus. This is rich. There is a big difference between rehearsing and practicing. The writer says this: practice at home, then rehearse what you practice with the team. Fellowship time is about fellowship. Using social time to discuss work can be annoying. Use that time to just get to know your people. Have fun. It's not a meeting. Worship times are for worship. Once the service starts, allow that things will go wrong. At this point, you either believe it's in God's hands or not. You stay focused on God. If you focus on the problem, so too will your congregation. Let me say this. I mentioned y'all about the lunch I went to today. Work did not come up one time. We talked about the kids who were in their car accident, but other than that, we talked about the fun that some people that were there were on the retreat. But other than that, work did not come up because it was a time of, for lack of better words, I know it was work, but it was fellowship. It was a time just to sit, laugh, talk, eat, whatever. We was only there for what, an hour and a half, if that? No, I don't think I was there that long because I didn't get there until 12:20 or 12:05. So it's one of those things where, you know, you have to learn how to stay and not get sidetracked. You see Felicia's comment? I refused to read it. I just kept on going. Number 10. Number 10. Yeah, you read it. Stay connected to God. Stay connected to God. This is the last one. Stay connected to God. The writer says this. This sounds easier than often is for people in ministry. I constantly struggle with getting so busy doing God's work that I forget to check in with God in my own life. Ooh, that's so good. Daily time with God is the most valuable thing we can do. And how often do we simply see it crowded out of our schedule? If you get one thing from this list, I hope it's this one. For me too, he says. Again, this was good. These are worship tips from Tony Guerrero. Again, he serves as a music director and director of creative arts at Saddleback Church in Lake Forest, California. All of that. Yes, ma'am. I love fellowship. It bothers me that a lot of folks run at the church over before. You know what? Honestly, and Ty, you know this. At the old church, before stuff got stupider, nobody was running out the door. No.
But you know what? I had a moment to think today, and I was thinking about both of these churches, and then I was thinking about something else.
Okay.
The reason why we didn't run up out of there at that old place.
Okay, help us out.
We was mixing in trauma with the T with some drama with the D, and it was a time. It was a time for us. It was double toil and trouble there.
Yeah. And
everything else like that.
Okay.
And I think we run out of here now. Well, I'm gonna be honest. We run out of here.
I try to.
Yeah, we soar, we Thanos, we parasail up out of here. And
I am inevitable.
I think the reason why we do that, not just one, we want to go home.
Yes.
But
you tired.
you know, but two, I was telling somebody this. It's because of our past drama
and trauma
and everything else like that, and we got to go, like, you know, before this moment is ruined and everything else.
Run.
You know, sometimes yes.
Wake up before you realize before the dream turn.
Right. It was like, wasn't we having a good time? And then, like hee hee ha ha and everything, and now it's
right.
Yeah.
You catch something out the corner of your eye and be like, it's time to go.
Yeah. I think that's why, like, I definitely think that's why we do what we do. And it's just like, I think it just, we have that, our name Bennett, we ain't in it.
Well, that's kind of me.
And
like,
my name Wes, we ain't with that mess.
Right. I don't want to be on no committee. Don't want to be on, I mean, I get it because it is, she says, as they went, stayed in fellowship, they were healed. Yeah, that's biblical. And I agree with you. It is it used to be a time, and it's sad to say, it used to be a time when church, and this has nothing to do with Ebenezer or anything, it used to be a time when church was enjoyable, meaning that you came, you worshiped, you participated, you cried, you shouted, you clapped, something. And then when it was over, you talked about it. or you saw somebody, you went up and you talked to this person for 10 minutes, and you talked to this person over here for another 15 minutes, and you went and talked to, and you don't care.
You didn't mind the meeting. And
You
everything
didn't
else
mind
like
going
that.
to the meeting afterwards because
Yeah, you know.
it was like, and people were still feeling good because the sermon was good, the choir was good, the music was good, and you had that Peter moment where it's good for us to be here. We should just stay here because it's that kind of moment.
But
and you didn't mind the afternoon service because
No.
especially Mike, well, if the morning was this good, we can't wait for the afternoon.
I think we had like more excitement, like
You smelled the food cooking in between.
It didn't even, and even if you knew the food wasn't fit to be hidden, you made plans.
You made plans to go get something
to go
and come
get
back.
something and come back.
You didn't mind coming back.
I think that's why my grandmother would ask me, "It ain't that much church." It was fun. It was a family
It was.
until
Until
those T's and D's got in there.
and that's the part that I think Felicia, you so right about it. That's the part people are leaving. She said, "Some people running out like they just got off work," because a lot of times it feels like work. Like you feel like like Tanya tell you right now. When my last class in at Christ the King, and I ain't got to sub nobody's class, I starts my car at 118. And I try to be in it at 122. Because I'll be trying to get out because the examine, the prayer, is between the end of sixth period and the start of seventh period. I try not to get caught in the hallway because it's like church. You can't walk. You got to stop.
Mm-hmm.
So I be trying to I seen people duck in the bathroom, whole adults. Just so they could probably be moving or be on their phone. They be running like, or they'll stay in the hallway where they can't be seen on the stairwell, where can't nobody that's out see them. Of course the camera see you, but you at least you in the stairwell. Because if you try to, because I've seen, because Father Joshua be sometimes he be in the hallway, and you be trying to walk out the door. He'll be like, just wait a minute, just wait. Like, man, my car started.
Why do you need to wait?
Because it's the
prayer.
exam. It's that 5 minutes of examination. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But Dana,
I stopped because I was I know better. I'm just saying.
Game of tag.
No, I was just using that.
I know.
Because people do want to get out. It's like you running out, and a lot of times church does feel like work. But I just remember, we talk about it now. We talk about the shortening of church service, 90 minutes. Everybody on the 90-minute thing, and I get it. Because what we've noticed is that it don't take 2 hours and 45 minutes to have church. The issue is when that 90 minutes is over, if people feel like my 90 minutes was valued, then I don't mind another 90. I can go eat and sit down and get ready for the 3:30 service. Used to pray it was starting at 3:30. Always frowned upon 4 o'clock because it's like if we here at 4,
right? Because then that's Sunday.
You ain't getting out till 6:30.
We trying to run into Monday.
Right. You right. So I need some downtime from church. But you're right, Felicia. The fellowship piece is huge, and it does not happen like it used to. And I don't know if that will ever come back. I think some churches probably do it well. Churches that have small groups, they're not as affected. That's why the small group mentality of a church, I know people probably got exhausted with the terminology, but I don't think they did because a lot of churches never did it.
Well, I mean,
we had fellowship groups, but never small groups.
You could tell it's coming back because your other mama, and
yeah,
they're all gonna fellowship.
Yeah,
one day. I mean, so like
But and again, it's that mentality. You just don't see it anymore, and I think it helps a church grow if people do that. But again, you're gonna always have messy people. Felicia, I saw your comment talking about the messy folks. Try to stay clear of them. You do. we know them.
Well, I mean, sometimes you don't know them.
Right, the ones you don't know.
They come out of nowhere. I mean, you could be the fattest kid on the church bench, you know, up and down, switching your legs and everything, and then somebody comes to take that all the way. I remember for a
That's
whole
awesome,
month.
Felicia. Go ahead.
And you should remember, for a whole month, it looked like every morning it was like some drama, and I'm like, you know, and you like
At the old church?
Yes. I'm like, every morning. And then just for the cherry on top, they was like, we're gonna give you some at the end too.
But it was because, but I'll tell you, but that we know why. That was because people were having whole church meetings before church. You got, you know, which is a whole problem in itself. You having whole church meetings, and we trying to prepare for worship. That's supposed to be your devotional time and time to get ready for church. And your Sunday school class done turned into a business meeting. Your Bible study class done turned into a business meeting. Everybody throwing their shots from their desk or from their podium. So you got all this stuff happening, and now we in church. Now I'm side eyeing you because you side eyeing me, and I'm waiting for you. Like now unto him. Now let him come say something to me.
But yeah,
Don't darken my door.
that was me. I liked Felicia's thing that she does.
Yeah, she says a lot of people live far from the church, so I cook dinner for them and invite them on. That again, but Felicia, what you're doing is what people did years ago, and it's that kind of stuff that people do. I mean, think about it from here. The group of people from here, they go out to eat every Sunday. But if somebody who lived around the corner or across the street, and I remember, I heard the stories about people who used to live over here in the house over here, in the house that was torn down where the vacant lot is right here, who used to have, you know, they owned the house or somebody lived there, before we had, I know what it was, before they bought the Sims building, before they built the Sims building, all of their food for banquets and stuff
Was warmed up in the
was
apartment.
cooked over here in somebody's apartment.
Yeah.
And they ate between there and here. So again, those are the little bitty things. And I'm not telling y'all to start just letting everybody in y'all house. That's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. But it's the stuff that takes place outside of the 90 minutes of worship that builds your church. This was a good article, y'all. I love this. I'm glad we went on and went through it. This was a great show. I'm still high from Andrew blessing us today. Andrew, I don't know if you're still listening or watching, but God bless you, sir. You are welcome to come back and listen anytime. We definitely gonna look up your church and peek in and look. I'll reach out to your pastor, Andrew, and tell him how you blessed us. But man, it was awesome. Thank y'all so much for listening, watching, sticking with us with the frozen screen and all that kind of stuff. She said everybody can't come over here at discernment. I know that's right. I know that's right. And it's hard because certain aspects of the church, and I shouldn't say the church, certain aspects of church people have become so messy. People have built all these walls up to say, you know what, I ain't even going out to break bread with. And then what will happen is it could be two people that are messy as hell, but they're a part of 10 other people. You won't go out to break bread with them other 10 because of them too. Because I know me, I ain't going. Because, and this is me, it's hard for me to eat around people that's messy, insecure, don't know who the hell they are, so now they want to constantly be looking at me. Figure out who you are before you start worrying about who I am. That's all I got. All right, y'all, look, we're going to get out of here. We're going to pray. Oh, God, I'm just going to be thankful. That's all it is. I'm just thankful as always. Thank God. We thank you that you are who you are, God. We thank you for everything that you have done for us, everything that you continue to do for us, and everything that you are still yet to do for us. God, we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. God, we thank you for each and every ear that heard, each and every eye that watched, each and every household that this stream touched, each and every mobile device, whoever was listening directly or was overhearing wherever they might have been, whether they stopped on for 2 seconds or they stayed on for the entire 2 hours and some change. Lord God, we just thank you for them. God, we thank you for these people who've spent some time with you and this word on tonight. God, we thank you for our brother Andrew, who I believe through your divine intent, through your divine intent and our faithfulness to you, because of our faithfulness to you, you trusted that it was okay to send Andrew this way. And for that, my God, we are grateful. And God, so we just want to thank you. God, we ask that you would continue to bless each and every person within the sound of my voice. God, we're blessing all of them that are listening even now. God, we want to say thank you and bless you. We want to bless Felicia, God. We want to bless Angela. We want to bless Regina, God. We want to bless Patricia. We want to bless Pastor Daryl Person. We want to bless Andrew, of course. We want to just bless all of those who tuned in. I'm only calling those names because those are the ones that commented. But everybody who was even here, Jaconda, thank you. We want to bless Jaconda. All of those who were here and listened, those who just listened and didn't comment, each and every one of you, we just want to bless your household, bless your steps, everything you do. We want to bless it right now in the name of Jesus. God, I thank you for my wife who's sticking over there doing all of the crazy stuff that she's asked to do. And of course, was, dealing with me. But God, we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for just being you. We pray now that we find our homes better than we left them. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Every heart said, amen. Now I'm finna watch this video, y'all, and laugh at myself. Y'all be blessed. 2 T's, 1 L, 1 O. We are out. We had some Sopranos too, boy. Oh, that's Tyrone Jr. on the drums.
Yeah, what minute you at?
124. You gonna go to 130?
I'm there. Go ahead. I'm there.
Misdirected. I promise you I do. Look how little Brian was up there next to Taisha and Lovey. That's Brian.
Oh, that is Brian. He next to Lovey.
Yeah, Brian. Look, that's Taisha on the
Oh
other
yeah,
side of
okay,
him.
okay.
musicians had me looking over there like, y'all heard me break.
It probably is.
No, because that's Junior on the drums.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Hey! Oh, Lord, it's out of